Alright. Slasher character tier list. Let's get into it, y'all.
All right, let's get right into this horror slasher tier list. Um, if you all have seen my other videos, I've already done a tier list on the Killer Clowns from Outer Space characters, as well as the Friday the 13th movies, all 12. I wanted to make those first just because those are my probably two favorite horror movies of all time. So I definitely wanted to shed light on them first. But yeah, let's just get right into ranking all the iconic horror slashers as a whole. Um, I also plan to do, I think, a Terrifier movie tier list next. I know there's only three movies, but I just really want to go into depth about that horror franchise as well because that's one that I feel I'm obviously I wouldn't say I was a bandwagon on that. I watched the first movie when it came out in 2016. I felt like there was a lot of hype after the second one released. Um, but yeah, I just want to give my original thoughts from when it first came out and what it's developed into. But anyways, let's get into this tier list. Starting out with Candyman. Candyman, I I love Tony Todd a lot, but I do feel that he was better in Final Destination. Rest in peace to him, by the way. Um, I just never really got into Candyman. I watched all the originals. I haven't seen the remake, so I can't completely give my full opinion on it. Um, but out of respect for Tony Todd, because he is a horror icon, it's C tier. I'm just not a fan of the movies themselves, but I think Candyman, the character, is cool. He's got the hook, a cool look for sure. But yeah, Candyman, I think C tier is a fair ranking. Oh my gosh, got lag going on. Chucky. Chucky is A tier. Chucky or Child's Play is the first um, horror slasher type movie I watched. I was 5 years old. Scared the crap out of me. I was worried that Chucky was going to jump out of my closet and kill me. Um, Chucky would be S tier had they not gone further in the franchise and make him into a goofier, less scary character. There's something about the more realistic, clean looking doll that's creepy. Once he became this stapled up, more goofy character, I lost that scare factor and interest. So Chucky can only be an A tier. Had those movies, later movies, not come out, he might be an S tier. Ghostface. Ghostface, it really just depends on the movie. Scream 7, the characters playing Ghostface were terrible. So if we were going off that movie, Ghostface would be F tier. But if we're going off the original Scream, Billy Loomis and Stu Macher, then it would be S tier. So I feel like it's only fair. Ghostface is iconic. We can't put him too low, but I think B tier is a very safe spot for him. And it's purely, obviously, just judging off the movie because he's a different character in every one. Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal for me, very creepy, very interesting character, but another one I never really got into. My fiance loves Hannibal Lecter, but she likes the TV show Hannibal. But obviously, to me, this is a different character than Hannibal, like the TV show. And for that, I think he's also going to go in C tier. Very iconic, have to recognize that, just not for me. Pinhead. Pinhead's B tier. Once again, I think he's a bit more iconic than Hannibal, so he's got to go in B tier. But the thing with Pinhead is like outside of him as a character, I think Hellraiser, the movies aren't great. Um, oh my gosh, Archie always having to make his cameo. Uh, Hellraiser as a whole, to me, isn't a great horror franchise. Pinhead, though, with his deep, menacing voice, is an awesome character. And if we're going purely off of slasher type character, which he's not really a slasher, he's more like supernatural. But that's besides the point. Um, he's B tier for sure. Um, Jaws. This isn't my tier list. I added a few of my own, but I honestly don't even understand why Jaws is in here. It's not really it's its own thing in my opinion. It's sci-fi horror. Um, for that, it's only because it doesn't really fit in this realm. It's F tier. Jaws on its own as a movie is fantastic. All right, Jason Voorhees. Even with all the goofiness they've added to him in the later films, Jason X, for instance, which some argue is a cool look, I personally don't agree. Um, you can see more about those opinions in my Friday the 13th tier list video. He's got to go S tier for me. Um, the hockey mask, the machete, so many iconic parts to him that have really made other films later on. He's such a foundation for those films, and just ideas that come from it. And a lot of people will argue that Jason is a ripoff from Michael Myers. Sure, you can say that, but the thing with Jason, in my opinion, is I think he outshined Michael Myers back in those days. Um, Jason as a character is the reason they kept bringing back Michael Myers, because originally Halloween was supposed to be a one-off film. It was supposed to be an anthology series with different things, and I believe Jason is the catalyst that kept pushing for Michael Myers to keep coming back. And for all those reasons and all the amazing cool looks of Jason Voorhees, everyone knows who he is. He's an S tier slasher. Billy, I love Billy the Puppet. He's there's something about talking dolls, which obviously he doesn't really talk himself. He is a puppet. He's just voiced by John Kramer. You could call this Billy, Jigsaw, whatever. Billy's also A tier. I'm gonna hype up Billy the Puppet for me personally because he's another character that scared the crap out of me when I was little. The first Saw I ever watched was Saw 5, and I believe it's like the opening scene. The first like Saw trap is in set in like a window where everyone can watch. And I just remember Billy cycling out on the tricycle when I literally couldn't finish the movie. It scared the crap out of me. But for that reason, it's an awesome he's more of a slasher mascot really than actual slasher. He's just kind of the face of the brand of Saw. But A tier for sure. Freddy Krueger. I mean, we all know this. The biases will be heavy with this. Freddy Krueger is S tier. Uh, Not much more to say about that. These two go hand in hand. Freddy versus Jason. Um, Such a unique, cool slasher. Somebody who can go into your dreams and kill you within your dreams. The claw hand, just super unique. And we're gonna ignore the 2009 remake and act like it never happened because that would just ruin the S tier. So we're just gonna act like it didn't happen. Leatherface, the foundation of slasher films, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Um, Out of respect for the foundation, B tier. But for me personally, Leather, I don't even know what I'm doing with my tongue there. Leatherface, he's a weird character, and I might get a lot of hate for that. He is a weird guy, but a lot of people like weird, and he clearly started a run. He started something. And for that reason, Leatherface will go in B tier for an iconic standpoint. But there's too many goofy movies that just lower his standards as a slasher. But if we're looking at the 2003 movie and the 1974, I believe, I'm pretty sure it's here, 1974 original. Those two, which are my favorite, iconic, amazing slasher. So B tier for him. Michael Myers, I mean, the bias is heavy. This right here, this is the trio. You can't get any better than this right here. This is the trio of slashers. Um, he's the face. He's the boogeyman. Like what more can you say? He's so iconic in so many ways. He pops into your mind and with things you watch every day. Uh, he doesn't beat these two for me. He sits in third, but he's still S tier for sure. There's not really much else I can say about it. Pumpkinhead, I've seen the first one. Um, it's D tier. It's a really cool character, but I just don't really remember the movie, so I can't really rank him higher in D. So D for now. Pennywise. This is gonna count for obviously the remake and the original, although I prefer the look of the original, but I like the story they've made with the remake. Welcome to Derry is a great show. But Pennywise to me is an A tier slasher. Um, Another one I watched from a young age who scared the crap out of me. Obviously the original 1990 because the 2017 remake wasn't out yet. Um, just an awesome, wicked character. He's honestly the reason that I have a love for scary clowns now. Um, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to see him in my bathroom. Like he would scare the crap out of me. But for that, he's iconic and gotta love him. Art the Clown. Art the Clown is another A tier. Uh, Out of left field, 2016, Art the Clown came out. Like, who is this guy? Freaking crazy. And I watched Terrifier in 2016 when it first came out. I was 13 years old. Uh, I feel like a lot of people have bandwagoned on Terrifier now, but I would like to say I'm one of the OGs with this. And his character's only developed and gotten better. The fourth one was announced for I think like New Year's 27. Yeah, 2027. Geez, um, super excited for that to come out. I cannot wait to see all the gore and the terror that he brings. A tier for him. Heart Eyes. I added Heart Eyes in myself because I wanted to kind of touch on the character. Uh, First of all, he's a C tier. Uh, he reminded me a lot. He's like uh, Jason Voorhees and the My Bloody Valentine killer, the Valentine's Day killer, which I don't have on this list, unfortunately. Real quick, if I were to rank him, I would also put him in C tier. But the Valentine's, it's like that mix up. Valentine's Day met Friday the 13th. He just gives off that vibe, but there's not a lot of originality to it. So for that fact, it's C tier, but I would recommend seeing the movie. It's a good movie. Lastly, I know they're not really slasher characters, and it's one movie, but I'm never gonna not talk this movie up. But out of respect for these icons in S tier, I won't put them in S tier. It's not fair. But the Killer Clowns, they're iconic in their own way, so it's got to be B tier for sure. Yeah, that is my horror slasher icon ranking. Let me know what y'all think. I think this is a fair ranking. But yeah, let me know your own opinions, and I will see y'all in the next one.
Oh, and one more last thing, if y'all are still here. It's kind of crunching for time because I'm literally getting ready for work. Um, yeah, I work from home. But last thing I forgot to mention, if there's any killer or slashers that I forgot to mention, please drop them down in the comments and I can give them my rankings. Yeah, please comment as much as you want. I want to know all your opinions. But have a good one, guys.